Hello students, welcome to the class. We have seen the introduction for the unit in our last class. We'll continue with the step 1 in the metallurgical process, that is concentration of ore. We'll try to discuss with what are all the methods available for concentration of ore with few simple illustrations. So we'll try to understand the methods available for concentration of ore. Now, before proceeding to the types or the methods of concentration of ore, we'll try to recall what is concentration of ore again. Now, as we discussed earlier, so rarely the ore contains only desired elements. It contains the earthy impurities or undesired impurities associated along with the desired metal. So such a process of removing the gangue particles and increasing the concentration of the ore, so we are going to discuss now. So concentration is also referred as benefaction, or it is also referred to as dressing. The alternate words which are used to indicate the concentration of ore is benefaction or dressing. Now, concentration in simple terms is defined as the process of removal of gangue particles from the ore is referred to as concentration of ore or benefaction or dressing. There are various methods available to concentrate the ore, so which will be based on the type of the ore which has to be concentrated, based on the principles of the concentration technique and the suitable metal or the ore we need to decide. The important methods for concentration of ore we'll try to mention and we'll discuss one by one. The important methods used for concentration of ore are, as per NCERT syllabus, we are discussing these important methods. The first one is hydraulic washing. Hydraulic washing, the method is also referred to as gravity separation method. Hydraulic washing, it's also referred to as gravity separation method. The second one, magnetic separation method. Either the ore particles or the gangue particles, if any one of them is magnetic substance, so then the method will be more useful for concentration of ore by magnetic separation method. Then the third one, which is very important method, which is froth flotation method. This method is most useful for only the sulfide ores to concentrate. Sulfide ores are concentrated by froth flotation technique. And the fourth method, which is a chemical method of concentration of ore, so referred to as leaching. So from the available 4 important methods of concentration of ore, only chemical method is leaching. So that is using a suitable chemical substances in the concentration of ore. So we'll try to see with the example of leaching of alumina, leaching of gold and silver. 2 important examples we'll try to discuss to understand the method of concentration. Then hydraulic washing, as the name indicates, it is based on the gravity separation technique. We are going to concentrate the ore. We'll try to discuss that with simple diagram illustration. The second one, magnetic separation method. where either the ore or the gangue particles, if any one is a magnetic substance, then the method can be chosen for concentrating the ore. Then froth flotation method, so which is used for separation of sulfide ores. Concentration of sulfide ores and separation of mixture of sulfide ores can be considered by using froth flotation method. Again, we'll try to learn all these methods in detail now. So especially froth flotation and leaching are important. So based on the example based type questions, so try to remember the four main methods: hydraulic washing, magnetic separation, froth flotation method. These are physical methods of extraction, that is concentration of ore. And the last one is a chemical method of extraction, that is concentration of ore, which is referred to as leaching. Now we'll proceed with the first one. The first method, hydraulic washing. As the name indicates, hydraulic, it is with respect to a current stream of water is used to separate or to concentrate the ore. In this arrangement, generally, this is a simple illustration picture. So just to understand the method. Now, consider you are having a powdered ore or grounded ore. The finely powdered ore you are going to take, and so to this consider you are passing a current stream of water. Assume you are passing a current stream of water, that is water flowing in upward direction. So during its movement, so when the water is flowing, a current stream of water is flowing, so it will try to carry the gangue particles. Being lighter, they are going to carry by the current stream of water which is flowing in upward direction. Whereas the ore particles being heavier, so they are going to remain there. Now actually the gravitational force act on the particles and a separation is done from lighter gangue and the heavier ore particles here. So once the water is flowing in upward stream, so due to gravitational force, the opposing force is acting for the particles once they are carrying with water. As gangue particles being lighter, they can easily carry with water, whereas ore particles being heavier, so they are acted on gravitational force. So that is these particles exerted by the gravitational force along with the current stream of water flowing in upward direction. Being heavier in its nature, they will try to settle there, whereas the lighter gangue particles will slowly carried by the stream of water which is flowing in upward direction. Thereby, so the ore can be concentrated by removing the impurities. This process can be repeated for a number of times until you ensure that the particles which are concentrated are devoid of the gangue particles. So the principle behind this is this information what you need to remember. So in the hydraulic washing method, so you are going to pass a current stream of water, you are going to pass, and it is passed in upward direction. So during its movement, that is the current stream of water which is flowing in upward direction, So you are going to observe the two important notices. One is the lighter gangue particles and another one is heavier ore particles. During the movement of upstream of water, you are going to observe the gravitational force which is acting on it. So lighter gangue particles will carry by the water, whereas the heavier ore particles, which are acted by the gravitational force, so they are not carried by the water because heavier in its nature, they settle. Thereby, so we are going to see that the lighter gangue particles are completely removed from the ore. So this is how hydraulic washing is used to concentrate the ore. So with the help of a current stream of water, so lighter gangue particles are removed and heavier particles are separated, that is heavier ore particles are separated from that. So thereby concentration is achieved. Now we'll discuss with the second method of concentration of ore, which is magnetic separation method. Magnetic separation method. Now, in the magnetic separation method, so the main principle or the condition to use the method is that either the ore or gangue particles, any one of them is a magnetized substance. If either the ore or gangue is a magnetic substance, then it is possible to concentrate that ore by using the technique of magnetic separation method. So example you can consider hematite, magnetite, etc. All these elements where the iron, ore of iron will have a magnetic property. So based on that we can consider. So we'll try to focus now the main importance of the method. So with few simple illustrative pictures, that is with the help of diagram we'll try to observe now. In the magnetic separation technique, there will be two rollers are taken. Two rollers will be taken. So in that, one of the roller is connected as a magnetized substance, that is a magnetic roller. One of the roller is made as a magnetic roller. Now with this arrangement, onto the two rollers, so you are pouring a grounded ore. Grounded refers to a finely divided powdered form of the ore. You are going to pour onto the rollers with the help of a conveyor belt. So as the rollers are rolling, so the conveyor belt slowly moves along the rollers. So onto the conveyor belt you are pouring the grounded ore. So once the ore particles, if it reaches near the magnetized roller, the magnetic particles are attracted and will be placed near the roller, whereas the non-magnetic particles are thrown away from the roller. So once with this arrangement, the particles are reaching the surface, what happens? Magnetic particles are attracted near the roller, whereas non-magnetic particles will be thrown away from the roller. this is in brief to understand a method. So pictorial representation will be more clear for you to understand. Now you try to observe. We'll consider the first roller as magnetized roller. So the one which is written with red ink. You can consider the other one a normal roller. Now onto the roller, we'll try to consider a conveyor belt. Conveyor belt is rolling on the rollers with a cup-like arrangement. We'll try to consider for pouring the grounded ore. The grounded ore you are going to pour. So once it is poured, so due to the movement, the particles will slowly move on the length of the conveyor belt. Now this is a magnetic roller. Once the particles are moved on the conveyor belt near the magnetic roller, so they will be attracted consider this fraction which is collected now, so contains magnetic particles which are attracted towards the roller. Once the particles are moving, so towards the magnetized particle or magnetized roller, the particles gets attracted towards it and will be collected near the roller. So we'll consider near the roller whatever it is collected is a magnetic particles. Whereas those particles which are thrown away from the roller, we'll consider this as the second fraction which is collected. So this is away from the roller, and the particles which are segregated in it, so they are non-magnetic particles. So this is in simple how exactly magnetic separation takes place. So you are going to take two rollers. One you are making as a magnetized roller. So with the help of a conveyor belt, so the grounded or finely divided ore, you are going to pour it onto the conveyor belt. Once the powdered ore is moving, so once it reaches near the magnetic roller, the magnetic particles are attracted near the roller. So hence the fraction which is collected near the roller will be containing magnetic particles, whereas the particles which are thrown and if they are collected away from the roller, so that will be non-magnetic particles which are present in the powdered ore. So either gangue or the ore particles, or ore particles and the gangue. So based on the nature of them, whether they are magnetic particles or non-magnetic particles, the two fractions will be collected. So near the roller, magnetic particles will be segregated. Away from the roller, non-magnetic particles will be separated. So thereby the two components present in the ore, so that is the ore and the gangue particles, are concentrated by this method. Now we'll move with the third method of concentration of ore. It is froth flotation method. The third and important method, so it is known as froth flotation technique or froth flotation method. So this method is used for concentration of sulfide ores. The method is used for concentration of sulfide ores. No other type of ores can be concentrated by using this technique. Only sulfide ores can be used for its concentration. Now, before understanding the method of froth flotation technique, we need to learn few important substances used in it and what is the role of that substances in the method. We'll try to recollect. So first, you need to remember two terms. One is collectors and the other froth stabilizers. The two important type of substances used in the froth flotation method. So if we understand this, the method will be easier to learn. Now what are collectors? We'll try to learn first. So collectors, they are also called as enhancers. Collectors are also referred to as enhancers. What is the role of using collectors in the froth flotation technique is that, so they enhance the non-wettable nature for mineral particles or ore particles. The role of collectors in the froth flotation technique is that, so these are the oily substances used. Collectors will be oily substances. So once these collectors are added in the method, so these will coat the surface of the ore particles. Once the ore is coated with oil substance, that is the collector, once it is added in water, so it will be repelled by the water, will not mix with the water. That means it is going to form as an immiscible substance in water. So hence non-wettable nature with respect to water it means. So with the addition of collectors, the ore particles are enhanced by non-wettable nature. So in order to give the non-wettable property for ore particles, collectors are used in the process. So the question is asked many a times. Both they have asked what are collectors, what are the role of collectors, give the example. Similarly, what are froth stabilizers, give example. So learn this, then we'll learn the method of froth flotation, will be more easy to remember. I will repeat, collectors are those chemical substances which will enhance the non-wettable nature for the ore particles. Such collectors, you remember with few simple examples. As I have told, it is an oily substance. You can consider xanthates. It's an example of oily substance. You can remember fatty acids. One more, you can remember an important oil used as collector. It is pine oil. Any one you can remember clearly. So I have mentioned all the example. If you can remember, it will be good, right? At least one you try to practice to remember the information. So pine oil, xanthates, fatty acids, any one of them used as a collector is going to cover the ore particles. That is, it is absorbing onto the surface of the ore particles. As a result of this, it enhances the non-wettable nature for ore particles. That means once it is added with water, it will not mix with water. So immiscible nature with water is done with the help of collectors. The second chemical substances used in the method, froth stabilizers. As the name indicates, it gives stability for the froth. Now, what is the need of froth formed in the process, and we'll learn with the method now. Now, froth stabilizers are those which stabilize the froth in the method or in the process. Because whatever the ore particles we are going to concentrate, they are coming onto the froth. When the stability of the froth is not there, so we cannot able to extract them. Hence, to give the stability for the froth form, that means to last for a longer time. So the stabilizers are added, so which gives the extra stability for the froth formed in the process. Such chemical substances are cresols. So cresols are phenolic compounds. We'll try to consider in detail when we are learning. with unit phenols. With the structures, we'll try to learn the cresols, aniline, etc. Anyone you can remember? As a froth stabilizer, they give the stability for the froth formed in the process. Now, these are the two important chemical substances and their role you need to remember. So, collectors to enhance the non-wettable nature for ore particles, froth stabilizers to give the stability for the froth. So, try to remember this. Now, we'll consider with the simple diagram so how exactly froth flotation method is done. Okay. Now I have written a small diagram which depicts the complete method of froth flotation technique. Try to observe the diagram carefully. Now it contains a vessel-like arrangement. In that, so you are going to take water. In the vessel, you are taking water. Now, into the vessel, through a side tube arrangement, you are going to pass the pulp of ore with oil substance. That is, collector coated ore particles you are going to send through a side tube. And the side tube is connected to a rotating paddle. That means there will be a motor fixed to it, and paddles like fan arrangement, it will be present in the liquid. Once the motor is switched on, it will take air into it and will stir the paddles. That is, these paddles will rotate by drawing air into it with the help of motor fixed to the arrangement like an apparatus. Now this complete arrangement you are going to make before the process is done. So once this particular setup is done, so once you take a beaker filled with water, and if you have a side arrangement to make the pulp of ore mixed with collectors to enter, and which in turn is fitted with a rotating paddle, so which draws air into it and will make the pulp of the ore to mix with water. So once this kind of arrangement is there, whatever the ore particles are coated with oil which are coming through the side tube, so once it is agitating, that is mixing with the help of paddles through air taken into it, the water and the ore particles will come into contact. The water and the oil coated ore particles will come into contact. Once if it agitates continuously, that is, if it is mixed continuously, we know that, so oil and water with the help of air, if it is mixed for a few minutes, so we know that froth will be formed from that. So froth will be formed from that. So, and froth will carry the ore particles or mineral particles along with its movement. The froth which is formed, as it is lighter, will try to float on the water surface. To give the stability, we have already added with froth stabilizers. So under this arrangement, this oil coated ore particles are slowly carried into the froth. So the gangue particles, which are generally being water soluble, so they remain in the water medium. So gangue particles remain in the water medium, and heavier ore particles or mineral particles, as they are coated with oil, so they are carried by froth. So this is how the process of concentration is done. So once if it is completed, so how exactly the process is done, you can consider. You are going to use the ore which is coated with oil into a chamber you are sending. So in the agitator, that is with the help of rotating paddles, what is happening? It draws air into it and will mix this oil coated ore particles, so with water. As a result of this agitation, what is formed is froth. Now whatever the froth formed, So froth carries the oil coated mineral particles or ore particles. Oil or ore coated mineral particles are carried by froth, and gangue remains in water. Whatever the gangue, the soluble impurities, so they are present in water now. Now this is important for us for the next processing. Now the froth which is formed, so in this layer, so is skimmed off. That is, you are going to take the froth as such, you are skimming the froth so away from that, so and you are drying it. So once the froth which is collected with the ore particles is dried, so you are going to get the concentrated ore, so where gangue particles are removed from it. So this is how the concentration is achieved in the froth flotation technique. Whenever you are explaining with the method, so first explain the significance of collectors used in the process, then froth stabilizers in the process, then explain the method in a simple sentence. Now, what happened in froth flotation technique is that the sulfide ores are mixed with collectors, that is oil substances, so which will coat the ore particles into a vessel where it is fixed with a rotating paddle. So this rotating paddle will draw air into it and will rotate or will agitate the mixture. As a result of that, froth will be formed. So the ore particles being coated by oil, so they are carried by the froth, and the water soluble gangue particles will remain in water medium. So after some time the froth will be skimmed off, dried, and from that the concentrated ore is taken. Now to give the stability for the froth formed, froth stabilizers like cresols or aniline will be added into it. So thereby, so concentration of sulfide ore can be achieved. So this is in simple. So with the help of diagram, so you try to give a simple information to explain the method. But try to remember, so give importance for collectors and froth stabilizers to explain. Then this complete explanation in a simple sentence you can write. So by supporting with diagram. Now there is a modification in froth flotation is used. So that is, it is possible to separate the sulfide ore mixtures by using this technique. So with the help of a simple example, we'll try to understand it. So before going to that, so try to recall this once again. So oil coated ore particles, once it is mixed with water, by the help of rotating paddles, the froth formed carries the ore particles, which is skimmed off, dried, and concentrated in the process. Okay, now we'll try to extend the froth flotation technique. Now it is possible to separate the mixture of sulfide ores by froth flotation technique by using a special chemical called as depressants. Now first we'll learn what is a depressant, then with the help of a depressant how mixture of sulfide ores can be separated. So we'll try to give with one simple example. So before going to that, we'll try to understand first what is a depressant. Again, a very important 1 mark question as well as 2 mark question, so asked from the previous year examination. So you can easily remember this. Depressants are those chemicals. Depressants are those chemicals which are used to separate the mixture of sulfide ores in froth flotation method. How exactly this is achieved, we'll try to understand with the example. So depressants are those chemicals which are used to separate the mixture of sulfide ores in froth flotation method. Example, we'll consider NaCN as a depressant. It is sodium cyanide. So NaCN is used as a depressant for the mixture of ZnS and PbS to separate. Consider ZnS and PbS, zinc sulfide and lead sulfide. So lead sulfide, zinc sulfide as a mixture of sulfide ore you are having. Now you need to separate these two sulfide ores. Now it is not possible to separate them without using the depressant. If you take the ore into Froth flotation process, you cannot separate the mixture, but you can concentrate the ore. Now to separate them, so to separate this mixture, now you need to use a special chemical substance like NaCN as depressant. Now what is the role of this depressant in separating this is that, so the used depressant is going to interact with one of the sulfide ore. Now it is found that NaCN as a depressant, it will interact with ZnS. That means it reacts with zinc sulfide. Once the chemical is reacting with zinc sulfide, so it is not going to move in the froth now. As a result, ZnS is prevented to enter into froth. Why it is prevented? So without addition of depressant, it is coated with oil particle and will be carried to the froth. But as depressant is added, this depressant is chemically reacting with zinc sulfide. As it reacts, it cannot now enter into the froth now. As a result, from the mixture, so this chemical, that is ZnS ore, it is prevented to enter into froth. Now whatever the lead sulfide, so it is carried into froth. Now it is carried into froth, thereby it is separated. Now NaCN role is that it combines with one of the sulfide ore and it prevents its entry into the froth. In this example of zinc sulfide and lead sulfide, NaCN chemically combines with zinc sulfide. As a result of their reaction, it is preventing ZnS to enter into froth. Whereas PbS is not reacted with NaCN, so as a result it is entering into froth. So thereby the mixture is separated by using the froth flotation technique. That is, along with concentration, the method can be used to separate the mixture of sulfide ore is the significance from this addition of depressant. With this, we completed 3 important physical methods of the concentration of ore. The role of addition of depressant may be a chemical thing, but the method of concentration is a physical method. Now we'll move on to the next method, that is leaching, which is a chemical method in concentration of ore. The only chemical method is leaching.